Today I'm going to talk about the importance of the issue of social capital. So this is often an issue that is overlooked. First we will see why I did this presentation. Then I will give a definition of social capital, and I will talk about bridging and bonding social capital, which are the principal components of social capital. And then I will talk about the importance of bridging social capital in rural communities. And we will conclude. The purpose of this presentation is to create an awareness of the importance of a strong social capital in our regional Australian areas. And today Australia is in the midst of a new change, which is globalization. In Australia today as well, we have a growing number of migrants, and the principal industries in the rural areas, which are agriculture, manufacturing, and mining, are in decline today, whereas our knowledge-based industries are in constant growth today. Biography. So what is a social capital? It's a process, and it's an accumulation of our resources, our social resources, and how well we are doing socially. So this process is, so your friend, neighbor, family, colleague are affected by individualism, civism, tolerance. How well we are doing with this. These are our building blocks. And our social capital accumulation will depend on how well we are doing. Bridging and bonding social capital. So your informal bonding social capital, which is bonding social capital, is your family, friend, neighbor, colleague, all the people who are close to you. The more formal social capital is your bridging social capital, and that's how, like the word say, bridging, how well you are engaged in the community-based activities and group memberships. So that's the links. What is important there is the trust, the formation of the trust, which is an informal assurance and will give businesses a lot of benefits and reduce their business costs. That's how social capital works. A strong bonding and bridging social capital will give you access to information and culture, and will create desirable future, and will give you more trust, less spending for businesses, and feeling of belonging. Less bonding social and bridging capitals will facilitate differences and will give you less access to information and culture, which will create assumption, prejudice, and a feeling of exclusions. So this is a graph that will explain level of bonding social capital and levels of bridging social capital. Low bonding and bridging social capital will give you a disengaged communities, which will economically will not spend as much and will be disengaged, like it said. High bonding and low bridging social capital will be blinkered communities, which are those communities that will work well in some industries or will do well in some areas. Ephemeral communities, which will do quite well, but they are ephemeral, they will not last, are made with a high bridging and low bonding social capital. So this is the fly out workers, you know. And your engaged communities will be made of high bridging and bonding social capital, which give you a very engagement and economical growth. So this is an example based on case studies which show us that what is important is bridging social capital, informal association, community cohesiveness. So in conclusion, we just saw that bridging social capital are very important, and especially today with the globalization and a growing number of migrants in Australia, we can't just overlook this issue. It's very important for a lasting good economies in rural areas. And this, what we could achieve with a good bridging and bonding social capital, which we've got usually a good bonding social capital in our rural areas. But if we work on building more stronger bridging social capital, we could achieve this. Thank you for listening. Bye.